Hi, everyone. This is Coach Stephanie Wood, and I'm with my favorite colleague, Anika Jameson, Jameson. And we're here on my podcast, Tap Into Your Body Confidence, where entrepreneurs unite to showcase their talents. And before we get into our topic, Anika, tell people where they can find you and what you're up to.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be here once again with Stephanie. I am the founder and image strategist for Your Intrinsic Image, where I guide women to discover their intrinsic image by revealing their inner beauty, power, and presence. You can find me on social media on all platforms at Your Intrinsic Image. That is Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And if you would like to get in touch with me to work with me one-on-one, you can email me at Anika at yourintrinsicimage.com.
Beautifully said. And you can find me at my site, Body Awe, BODYAWE, like an awesome.com. And Anika knows I thoroughly enjoy coaching women entrepreneurs to integrate better business skills into their business and also to enhance their confidence skills. And I do this with my body knowledge system and my experience owning and creating several profitable businesses. Now, Anika and I have been on a journey together where our overall umbrella is talking about image. And today we're going to touch upon understanding and expressing your own image. Help me out how to phrase this better.
We're going to talk about the umbrella of what is your intrinsic image. And intrinsic means your real nature, which is not dependent on external circumstances.
Beautifully said. So I'm going to start with you, Anika, because you know I like to put you on the spot first. Could you give us a story or an example of where you've expressed yourself in a way you were true to yourself, but had maybe the outside maybe interfering, swaying you? Can you think of something?
Sure. As a matter of fact, it's a fun fact. I used to be in the military. I served in the military for 10 and a half years. And that's when I discovered what your intrinsic image was all about. So as you know, being in the military, there's a lot of rules and regulations. And there are a lot of standards that you have to abide by. And one of the things for me was being in uniform, right? Because when you're in uniform, you're very limited to how you can express yourself. So what I did was I found out what was absolutely the maximum that I could do while I was in uniform, where I can express myself, but still remain within the guidelines. So for me, I have always been very feminine in my appearance. So wearing makeup, wearing jewelry, having my hair done has always been like my thing. So I found out what the rules were for that. Like, what's the fanciest hairstyle I can have and still be in regulations? Like, what's the most I can do with my makeup and still be within regulations? And what jewelry I can wear and still be within regulation, even down to my nails. Like, what was the length that I could have my nails, the nail colors that I can wear and still be in it? And guess what? I found out that information and I was absolutely at the max each and every time. Because for me, I felt it was important to be able to still express myself in uniform, but still remain within the standards of what was given to me.
So what I'm hearing is the message that we have for our audience is, you know, when you say rules and regulations, that was your environment that you committed to, and you were committed to it and adhered to those rules and regulations, but you explored what you could do in a way in that environment where you could still express yourself.
Correct.
So it takes a little bit of investigation.
Yes, it does. It does. Right? Because I could have been one of those people that, oh, I'm in uniform, I'm in military, so I'm just going to wear my uniform and come to work. But I chose to go beyond that because for me, that was not enough. I felt like I'd be able to do both. I could do my duty and my service and still show up as my authentic self.
Nice, nice. Now, an example for myself is when I began dancing at a very young age. Okay, I think most people know the uniform for a dancer. You had and the uniform, the leotard had to be black.
Right.
And the tights had to be white.
Mm-hmm.
And the slippers had to be pink.
Mm.
Well, Anika, we're very much aligned with each other as far as self-expression because that didn't really go with me so well, but I had to go to a certain class and the teacher had her rules and regulations, and I would have been ostracized if I didn't. But when I was doing the movements, what helped me was I was able to express myself with the movement. So even though the black leotard, pink tights, white tights, pink slippers didn't really turn me on, I still was able to, I think it kind of catapulted me to express myself more. And I think that's what the teacher and dance classes want. They want us all to be alike, but when we danced across that floor, we did it in our own way.
Right.
So what is the message that you heard for our audience around that?
The message that I heard, it's actually very similar to something I have been thinking, right? It's like two people could have the same recipe, but each one produces a different result, right? Because one person may do a little bit extra, the next person may do a little bit less, and someone else may do exactly the same, right? But because everyone has their own flair, their own method, their own way of moving, that is going to produce a different result. So even as dancers, even though you all may be dressed alike, right, and have on the same outfit, you all have your own authentic movement that feels good to you. So an arm extension on everyone will look different because everyone's arm is not the same length. Everyone's
I hope
legs is not the
so.
same length. It's
I
not the
hope
same size,
so.
right? So everyone is going to produce a different energy in their movement. So that's what I heard.
Well, with that said, I thoroughly enjoyed talking about this. I never in my wildest dreams was I going to think about myself in that little black leotard. That was a while ago. So Anika, how can people connect with you, please?
Sure, you can connect with me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Your Intrinsic Image. You can also email me directly at Anika, Anika, at yourintrinsic.com. And of course, you can find me here with Stephanie and we continue our podcast series.
And you can find me at my site, bodyawe, BODYAWE.com. There's a lot of no-cost goodies on that site. And there is a check-in where you just answer 5 or 6 questions. It takes literally a few seconds. And you could kind of find out where you are with your body confidence. So I will see you again, Anika Jameson.
Yes, ma'am.
See you soon.